longtime member of the Oak Ridge Boys, or a longtime member, has died at age 76. Joseph Bonsall, Jr. died from complications of a medical condition. Bonsall leaves behind his wife, Mary Ann, 2 daughters, and several grandchildren.
Longtime member of the country and gospel quartet Oak Ridge Boys, Joe Bonsall passed away on Tuesday, July 9th, as a result of complications from amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS. He was 76 years old at the time of his death. The tenor-singer's death was announced in a statement from the band's publicity team. Bonsall had earlier announced his retirement from touring back in January due to the progression of his illness. Born on May 18, 1948, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Bonsall spent 5 decades as an Oak Ridge Boys member, singing on hits such as Elvira, Bobby Sue, and American Made. Bonsall had a solo chart credit alongside the band Sawyer Brown in their 1986 single Outgoin' Catten, on which he was credited as Cat Joe Bonsall. Part of his work with the group resulted in him being a member of the Grand Ole Opry, the Philadelphia Music Hall of Fame, the Gospel Music Hall of Fame, and the Vocal Group Hall of Fame. In 2015, he and his bandmates were inducted into the CountryMusic Hall of Fame as well. The core group that would eventually lead to the Oak Ridge Boys was a country group called Wally Fowler and the Georgia Clodhoppers, formed in 1943 in Knoxville, Tennessee. They were requested to perform for staff members and their families during World War II at the Oak Ridge National Laboratory in nearby Oak Ridge, Tennessee. They were asked to sing there so often that, eventually, they changed their name to the Oak Ridge Quartet, and because their most popular songs were gospel, Fowler decided to focus solely on Southern gospel music. At the time, the quartet was made up of Wally Fowler, Lon Deacon Freeman, Curly Kinsey, and Johnny New. This group began recording in 1947. The lineup of the group changed many times over the years. In late October 1972, Richard Sturban, the bass with J.D. Sumner and the Stamps Quartet, left that group and joined the Oak Ridge Boys. Bonsall, who was a member of the Keystone Quartet and recording on Dwayne Allen's Superior label, joined in April 1973. That same year, the Oak Ridge Boys recorded a single with Johnny Cash and the Carter Family, Praise the Lord and Pass the Soup, that put them on the country charts for the first time. The group's lineup remained consistent for the next 15 years. In 1977, the Oak Ridge Boys fully switched from gospel to country with the release of their first album, Y'all Come Back Saloon. 2 songs from that album reached the top 5 on the country charts, and their next album, Room Service, in 1978, gave them 2 more, including their first #1 hit, I'll Be True to You. In 2013, the Oak Ridge Boys celebrated the 40th anniversary of the current lineup of members with a special 40th anniversary tour, commemorative CD project, an Oak Ridge Boys-themed cruise, and a network television special. On September 19, 2023, the Oak Ridge Boys announced that they would be embarking on a farewell tour to mark their golden anniversary under their current lineup. In addition to his work in music, Bonsall was the author of 11 books, including a memoir called I See Myself that is due to be released in November this year. He also wrote On the Road with the Oak Ridge Boys, a personal account of 40 years of untold stories and adventures with the group. Other books penned by him include, From My Perspective, G.I. Joe and Lily, a book about his parents' lives during and after World War II, An American Journey, Christmas Miracles, and An Inconvenient Christmas. He was also a children's author and released a 4-part children's book series in 1997 titled The Molly Books. Beginning last September, Bonsall toured with the Oaks for their American-made farewell tour. However, in January, he announced his decision to retire, explaining that his neuromuscular disorder had made walking impossible. He was replaced by a 27-year-old singer named Ben James. Bonsall was open about his health struggles in his later years. He had a brush with death in 2022 after doctors found pulmonary embolisms, requiring a 6-day hospital stay. "I could have easily died last weekend, but God is not through with me yet," he told fans in a tweet following that experience. The Oak Ridge Boys have been affected by multiple tragedies this year. Bonsall's death comes just 1 week after singer William Lee Golden announced the death of his son, William Rusty Golden, who died at age 65 at his Nashville area home. Bonsall is survived by his wife Mary Ann, daughters Jennifer and Sabrina, and multiple grandchildren and great-grandchildren. His family is requesting privacy as they grieve his loss. At the singer's request, there will be no funeral service. Instead of flowers, the singer and HS family have requested fans wishing to express their sympathies to make donations to the ALS Association or to the Vanderbilt Medical Center ALS and Neuroscience Research Center.